something to say, but you don't want it to be entirely unfeminine.
Yuan Gong heads to Prague and pushes the limits of conceptual art.
自由的感觉和这个 V 字特别适合布拉格展示飞翔。
And who is the new winner of the Bun Cover Girl competition?
是她脸特别有特色，排布特别好，然后特别有气场。
Welcome to City Beat. Vocational crossovers are quite a norm these days, but switching from a stellar singing career to a designing career might not be something we're quite used to, but of course along comes Stephanie Sun to change our perception. Let's take a look.
Once pop diva Stephanie Sun has taken the fashion world by storm. With rosebud skirts, petal-shaped shorts, and printed silk sundresses, Stephanie has drawn inspiration from the gardens of her Singapore home. Even the dress she wore for her runway show was from her own collection.
The outfit I'm wearing today, as you can see, there are many elements, like the inner dress is asymmetrical, but there are still ruffles at the bottom for volume. So it's like a statement, but you don't want it to be too crazy, something that people can't wear.
With her versatile designs, it may shock some to find that Stephanie didn't come from a professional background. Although being a contracted designer for Carnaby since 2008, she has gradually coined her own style.
Actually, in Singapore, it's always been a very pragmatic country. So I haven't had proper training in design. At that time, maybe technically I didn't know what to do. I just could only look at stuff and tell him like what this piece would make me feel, or like I feel like, oh, this has to be what kind of palette, or the whole mood is this. I would come out with mood boards. And these are things that help me to visualize, vocalize everything that could happen for the next season. So it has been very challenging, no doubt, because sometimes the things that you imagine and the things that come back and like it's not quite the same. I'm still learning, for sure.
As a young designer, Stephanie still has her favorites in the world of fashion.
Strangely, it sounds a bit weird, but I do like Valentino. I think he's very exquisite and very precise. A lot of these European designers are very immaculate in what they want to portray. But I feel like right now I'm still learning the science of it. Ultimately, that is a goal that I see myself doing.
2011 has been a good year for Stephanie Sun.
This year I had my album release in March. And then I got married in May, and then now it's November and we're doing the Carnaby. In between, actually, I've been very busy with the promotion of the album, and there were a lot of other performances in different provinces.
我的小时候，吵闹任性的时候，我的外婆总会唱歌哄我。
Still quite young in the world of fashion, Stephanie is more well known for her music. She rose to stardom with her self-titled album, Yang Zi, and her hit single Cloudy Day is still popular today. The following December, her album My Desired Happiness peaked charts, along with Kite in 2001, Start in 2002, and Leave and To Be Continued in 2003. In total, her 11-year career produced 11 hit albums.
I think my music career has been quite dramatic. I've been lucky, I have been unlucky. I've had a crazy media, release about the first album, and then there was a series of unfortunate events. It's not an ordinary job. And I feel very lucky because even though there are ups and downs, but you always have a lot of people who is trying to understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to say, and I find that very, very comforting. It's like an invisible bond with people who you don't even know, or like they might be just complete strangers. A lot of courage, a lot of experiences.
4 years after her last album, Stephanie launched her comeback with her newest record, It's Time, released last March, giving her fans a few more tunes to look forward to.
I've had people ask me this question, and are you going to continue? I'm so scared you're going to disappear. I think singing has always been a hobby, and from that it became a job. But I feel like I want to take life as it is. I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to know what it's like to have a family, be a mom. But music making will always be part of my life.
Music is still a big part of Stephanie's life. However, it's clear that she learned the importance of exploring other potential. Luckily, she's had a lot of successful examples to follow. Karina Lau once designed and customized her own bags. Leo Koo owned the clothing label Hot Dog. As the designer, Shinjae Lee promoted her fashion brand CACAC this year. Even Stephanie's good friend Jolene Tsai released her brand 72 Changes in New York this spring. These singer-designers all have much in common, but will they share their experiences with each other?
We kind of don't tread into that territory because we're competitors in that sense, but we definitely have very different ideas of what makes a woman. At least for me, I feel I've always been a pretty strong woman. I do get a bit crazy sometimes, but I have been quite steadfast and quite steady in the way I want to work. And I feel like a lot of women are like me, or they feel like they want to make sense of a lot of things.
It's time for Stephanie to move on to a new step in her life, and it's also time for us to recognize the new Stephanie Sun.
Time for a short break. Now, don't forget, our Smart Talk event is kicking off this Saturday at Sing TNT Style 2 p.m. and you get to meet